Welcome to a grand conversation with Grandpa Diesel and Grandson Raphael, tackling current topics from a grandpa's point of view and from a grandson's point of view. Welcome. Hello, I'm Grandpa Diesel, and with me...
I'm Grandson Raphael.
All right, Raph. Yeah, I kind of cut in on you, right? Mm-hmm. And we have at least two guests here today. Three, maybe. We'll see what will happen here. So on my left, which you can't really see, is... What's your name?
Ambrose.
Ambrose. And how are you related to Raphael?
I'm his brother.
Okay, and how old are you, Ambrose?
11.
11. And on my right, we have Cuck. Hi, Cuck.
Hello.
Okay, so we had said in an earlier podcast that we were going to talk about how Cuck got her name instead of Grandma or Grammy or Nino or Nanny or whatever. Mm-hmm. Right, Raph?
Yep.
And it was all because of you, Raph.
It was my fault.
And also... between Cuck and me is, what's your name? Cordelia. And how old are you, Cordelia?
9.
9. Okay, she's 9 years old. Okay, so this is our Christmas show. It's December 22nd, 2025. So we're going to just do some Christmas things and just kind of talk a little bit about Christmas pasts. But first, we want to have Cuck talk about how she got that name, Cuck. Go ahead.
Well, when Raphael was little, about 1 year old, we were trying to think of what are we going to call me as a grandma. And we were thinking like Grammy, graham cracker. You know, we thought that would be really good. So he kind of got the crack. He couldn't say the Grammy, and he kind of got Cuck for cracker. And I ended up being Cuck. So it's his fault because that's what came out, and we just kept it.
So how do you feel about that, Ralph?
Well, I played an instrumental role in both of your grandparent names, so...
Actually, you did.
Yeah.
Yep. Once it was there, we now have 13 grandchildren, and it just kind of stuck since Ralph began the tradition of Diesel and Cuck. So there you go. All right, so... this is the Christmas tree season, and talk about traditions. Do you guys have any traditions you do on Christmas or Christmas Eve or leading up to Christmas?
I don't think we do anything out of the usual. Just like usually on Christmas Eve, we'll open a couple presents and we'll open the rest on Christmas morning. So
Christmas morning, okay.
Yep.
What do you prefer, Christmas Day or Christmas morning? Or Christmas Eve, I mean.
I like doing the mixture. I think it's more. I think it's fun because you get a little taste on Christmas Eve, and that holds you over to the morning of doing the presents then. But Christmas Eve is a very fun vibe, I think. Yeah.
How about you, Ambrose? What do you prefer?
I think the good way to go is Christmas Eve morning, because then you have time to play with it. If you're out doing stuff on Christmas Day, you have time to play with it on Christmas Eve day.
Okay. How about you, Cup? Any preference?
I like Christmas Eve. I like to go to Mass. The 8 o'clock Mass at Holy Family is really nice, so that's one of our favorites. And we usually have, some family over. So Christmas Eve is really cool. And then Christmas Day, it's getting all the food and stuff ready and opening presents.
Okay. How about you, Cordelia?
I like opening it on Christmas.
Christmas Day?
Yeah.
All of them?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm a Christmas Day person myself. Yeah, I like to wait till Christmas. Do you have a favorite present that you ever have received so far in your long life of 16 years, Raph?
I don't know if I have a favorite present, but a present I have fond memories of is getting our first Nintendo Switch, which broke, but so we got another one. But the first one we got was I'd wanted one for a while because I saw my uncle playing it when we were on vacation, and I thought it looked really cool. And I remember it was at our old house, and my dad walked up the steps with it on Christmas morning, playing it from the basement, and he just like turned the corner and he was playing the Nintendo Switch. And I thought that's a cool introduction to it. So yeah, that one I have fond memories.
That was a highlight for you. Huh?
Yeah.
How about you, Ambrose?
Probably my computer, my old computer, because then I could play Minecraft without having to take over Raph's computer.
Yeah.
Ooh. So you like Minecraft, Ambrose?
Yeah.
You do? All right. Huck, you have any favorite presents growing up when you were a kid? Or
Growing up, well,
tell us a little about your Christmas growing up. What did you usually get?
well, you know what? My dad belonged to the Legion, American Legion. They always had the kids over, and we got a bag with oranges and apples in it, and candy. So, but I think right now this Christmas is very special because I got a new phone and I got a new watch, and I really
It's not
appreciate
even Christmas
it.
yet.
I know, and I got
What?
this phone. Becca gave me her old watch, her phone, and I just love it. And Zachary got me a new watch, and I just love that too.
Yeah.
And
So
I got
anything
Sky
else-
Joe.
Oh, Sky
Sky
Joe, the card
Joe.
game. Oh. And anything that you remember growing up as a child that stood out?
Well, my brother Steve got me a bicycle. One year.
A bicycle. So when I was growing up, there were a couple of things, and I can't, since my birthday's so close to Christmas, I can't remember if it was a Christmas or birthday gift, but it was like a dinosaur set that somebody actually gave. It was friends of my parents, and they gave, and I remember playing this a lot. And so that was one thing. And the other thing was my Johnny 07, or maybe Johnny 7. Do you guys know what that is?
Only because you've told me about it before.
Yeah, Johnny 07. So now think this is back in maybe late 50s, early 60s. So it was this gun that had 7 different things you could do with it. So I was trying to figure out what they were, and I know there was a grenade launcher, a missile launcher, a gun with bullets, a thing that sounded like a machine gun, and then you push the lever and a pistol would drop off of this big thing. I think it had 7 different features, and so I may be missing a couple of the features. But then in more recent years, my family surprised me. Somehow they got a hold of one, and so they brought back a memory from my childhood. So that was a surprise. How about your favorite song? What's your favorite Christmas song?
I like White Christmas, I guess. That's
do
a
you?
classic.
Do you? Yeah, good. Do you have any favorites? What is it?
Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
Your poor grandma. Do you have any favorites?
Just Trans-Siberian Orchestra. I like the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a fan of any Carol of the Bells, basically. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah,
like
good
people
point.
can't botch
That's
Carol of the
right.
Bells, but there are some good ones. Cordelia,
Yeah.
do you have a favorite Christmas gift? We skipped you.
I don't know.
You don't have one favorite that sticks out?
No, not really.
Okay, how about a favorite song?
Favorite song? Nah.
No favorite song?
so many.
Okay, all right. Okay, how about a favorite Christmas movie? Anybody? So I could go first. So any movie that is like a Christmas Carol or a version of a Christmas Carol, I really like.
Yeah. A Muppet Christmas Carol is my favorite.
I love
Same.
that.
Too. I love
Yeah.
that one.
That's what I was gonna say.
All right, all right. Hey, how about you, Cordelia? Anything?
What?
Your
Favorite
favorite
Christmas
movie?
Ooh, favorite Christmas movie? Maybe Elf.
Oh, Elf! I forgot about that. That was
good one.
Would you rather have a real tree or a fake tree?
Um,
Christmas tree.
I think a real one. I like going out and like getting them as well. Is fun. That's fun,
Yeah.
and it's more authentic. I feel like I don't know.
Right. How about you, Ambrose? Any preference?
Fake one, cause then if there's like any bugs or something that they don't see on the real one, then you won't have to worry about that. And it's just I don't know.
Or any squirrels inside the tree? Wasn't there something about it? And then we used to get real trees.
We used
currently
to,
don't.
right? I mean, I out of convenience of being older, it's easier to get a fake tree because it's shaped right, and the light's already on it, so it's a lot easier to put up and down. So I kind of like that.
We know that, okay, so Christmas, we're commemorating the birth of Jesus, December 25th. Do you think he was born on December 25th? Right on that day? Or did we just celebrate that day? Anybody?
Nope.
The December 25th is just the day selected that, that we chose, that it was picked somewhere. But here's one. So, according to the Bible, how many magi or kings were there that visited Jesus? Ambrose?
They didn't actually say how many. We just assumed because there's 3 gifts.
Oh, nice one, Ambrose. Yes, you're right. You're right. That's one of those where you kind of assume the 3 kings were mentioned, but number 3 is not mentioned in the Bible. We were kind of talking too about, events that happened on Christmas Day through history. And there was one that was really notable, and it was the December 1914 Christmas truce in World War I. And so this is from historyhit.com. I just want to briefly, this is a really interesting story. So it was 1914, World War I, and it either Christmas Eve or Christmas, one of those, the British were in trenches, and opposite them were Germans in trenches, enemies. The British then heard the Germans singing carols. So when the British soldiers heard carols drifting across the air, they began to sing their own carols and call over to the Germans. And then it says, slowly, hesitantly, men headed over the top. So just picture that. You're in trenches, you're enemies, and you hear caroling, and then you start to go out of your trench. I mean, think about that. Wouldn't that be crazy?
Yeah.
Like, you don't know if you're going to get shot right on the spot. Mm-hmm. And so, but they began to congregate between between their lines, and they eventually swapped cigarettes, alcohol, in even parts of their uniform, according to this article. And so one thought is also that they played football, which I think was really soccer, right, Ralph?
Yeah.
We were determined that. And then after this Christmas truce, they just got back in their trenches and, I guess resumed the fighting or the next day or whatever. But I thought that was a really neat story about a Christmas truce in the middle of the war. Mm-hmm. Any thoughts on that?
It's really beautiful,
Yeah.
That they would be able to do that, and how sad that they had to continue in the war.
Yeah.
The day after, but
Right.
Yeah, I don't think they should have continued the war. They had the whole truce, and then they just decided, let's keep doing the war now.
I know, you're right, Cordelia. That's a good thought. I
What's
exactly feel the same way. We need to keep Christmas all year long, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so Raph, I understand you have some Christmas items you want to talk about.
Yes.
Maybe a little unique, right?
Yeah. So we've already done episodes on cryptids. So let's carry on the tradition with some Christmas cryptids or Christmas mythological creatures or whatever you want to call it. So Christmas, for being such like a fun holiday of coming together with your family and sharing gifts, has a surprising amount of evil monsters that want to steal your children and eat them and things like that. There's obviously Krampus, who's kind of like I think I've heard he comes along with Saint Nick in some traditions, and then if your children were bad, he takes them away and he steals them away as punishment. And that's a theme you'll actually see with a lot of them, is that a lot of these creatures go after children, which seems like the classic tradition of telling a scary tale, like out in the woods there's some monster, so you kids don't go out there, like a tale of warning to keep your kids in line, because a lot of these creatures, if you're bad, if you're a bad kid, they'll take you away. So lots of these you can kind of see why they arose. Another one of them is Mary Lwyd. I don't know how that's pronounced. It's Welsh, but it is a skeleton mare of Welsh tradition so like a horse, that rises from the dead and comes to the streets with her attendants, who are also undead monsters, who tries to get into your house. And it says that the article I'm reading says that it's a reminder of death, which I think is interesting, because if you think about it, Christmas is like in the depths of winter, the cold season of death, and it's like the end of the year, like the death of the year, you could almost say. So there's a lot of, almost, if you think about it, like death symbolism around the time of Christmas. So this just kind of plays into that.
That's interesting, because I could see the winter aspect, but
Yeah.
When actually Christmas as Christians, it's a time of
Yeah.
joy. So this is kind of like
It's like a contrast between, like, I don't know if this is like historically accurate, but I imagine more pagan elements probably might see it more as death, the death of the year and the season of death, whereas with Christianity there's like the birth of Jesus, so it's like a two contrasts. Season of hope.
Yeah.
There's a couple like La Befana and Babushka, and also Perchta from different areas, and they go around and punish people who are lazy or greedy and things like this, and they reward people who are hardworking and good. So there is also some tales of these creatures rewarding those who deserve it and punishing those who don't, which plays into that like moral lessons around these creatures. A lot of these are like trolls or goblins or like gnomes and things like this. And then there's the Yule cat, which is like a giant cat. And some of the images I saw of it was like bigger than a house. And basically the Yule cat will eat people who didn't get new clothes for Christmas, and this cat is also Gorilla's cat. So there's just like this gang of sinister creatures that lives in the mountains and comes out around Christmas in Iceland, I guess.
It's interesting because it seems like there's a lot of like kind of dark traditions out there versus in the U.S. at least, or America, that we have it seems like a more positive look on Christmas. We have a more positive look on Christmas. That's interesting that kind of dark develops there. Yes, Ambrose.
I feel like they like went all out with the cryptid part of the like cryptid stories for Christmas, and they made them all like evil sounding, but they're like SCPs. They're called they're kind of like cryptids, I guess, but I'm pretty sure that they have two different meanings. But the SCPs, there are like some nice ones too, mixed in with the bad ones. And the nice ones are actually like really nice sometimes, because I've like seen some of the stories of them. And then also the thing you said about Krampus. Krampus, you told me like about him like a while ago, but his character, I just like it because I'm pretty sure it's like he's Santa's twin in the myth or something, and he's like the evil person, kind of like what was the other one you said, who gave the people coal? He's like kind of like that guy. And
SCPs could be a whole other episode. They're like an internet horror thing, but there is one SCP who's called the Yule Man, who's like, if you took Krampus and made him even more evil and scary. But yeah, that is an interesting point. Lots like all these cryptids are like pretty evil and stuff, which is that is an interesting point.
Okay, so I don't remember hearing so much about that when I grew up. So And by the way, everybody, so cryptids, we mentioned the word cryptids. In case you don't know what that is, you have to listen to our number 3 podcast. So our 3rd podcast, we dedicated a whole show on cryptids.
Yep.
All right. So what I was thinking is, as you're talking about all this and kind of dark, like we were saying, is that I'm glad we have the more joyous, hopeful part of Christmas and celebrate the birth of Jesus and the hope he is. And actually, though, you were mentioning about death, and there's, I think, a song about how Jesus was born to die. And thinking about that, it's just like, wow, he was born into this world, but he's going to die, and he was born to die, and of course he rose so we can all go to heaven. But So anyway, that's interesting whole total contrast of the two the thoughts or ideas. But I just got a question for you. What do elves learn in school?
I don't know.
Let me rephrase this. When elves first go to school, when they're young, what do they learn?
The alphabet.
Ooh, yep, the alphabet. And what do you call it when an elf takes a picture of himself or herself?
A elfie?
An elf. Ooh, you guys nailed that. Nice, very good. Okay, an elfie. That's right.
We need more snow though.
Yeah.
It was snowy for a while, and then it melted, and then it was almost snowy again, but then it melted again.
So I was thinking about that.
Mm-hmm.
So we did get a lot of snow for our December here in Stephenville, Ohio, and it was nice. But I kind of, and now we don't, and we always think we want a white Christmas. But I was thinking that it was nice to have the snow in the days leading up to Christmas, and really there will be people traveling on Christmas Day or before Christmas. So maybe the good weather is better right on Christmas Day. It'd be nice to have snow on the grass, but so I guess it's not so bad. I guess we could count our blessings that there isn't going to be a snowstorm this Christmas for sure.
Yeah.
Unless it's a surprise.
Yeah.
How about you, Cordelia? Any thoughts as we wrap up on this Christmas?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. All right. Well, we want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, and hopefully next year we'll be back with some more podcasts after the first of the year sometime. So, any final words, Cuck?
Just everybody have a blessed Christmas, and we pray for you and your families out there.
And remember, God always loves you regardless of your past, and He's always there with open arms of mercy and forgiveness. And this Christmas, if you have not already, just take some quiet time, and invite Jesus into your heart to be your Lord and Savior. I'd like to conclude with a couple of verses from the Gospel of Matthew from the RSV Catholic Edition. Matthew chapter 1, verses 22 and 23. All this took place to fulfill what the Lord had spoken by the prophet. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and his name shall be called Emmanuel, which means God with us.